welcome to my channel, Little Blue Bookworm. Today I will be talking about my fall TBR. It's supposed to be the September TBR, but since September is almost over, most of these will probably get pushed into October. I still want to read them, and I still will eventually get to them. Maybe not all of them this year, but definitely most of them. The first book that is on my fall or September TBR is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I don't know much about this. All I know is that it is a fantasy YA novel about a circus that just pops up when nobody really expects it. I think there's a sort of game going on. And I know it's about this girl and how she goes into this circus and stuff happens. I read Caraval a long time ago, and it kind of gives me Caraval vibes from what I know. Caraval wasn't my favorite, but I have heard a lot of good things about The Night Circus, so I wanted to check it out. It also looks fun. I love magic stuff, so okay. The next book on my list is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. And Rebecca is, it says, a classic tale of romantic suspense, which I love romance and I have been wanting to get more into suspense, so this is perfect. Rebecca, from what I know, is about this woman who gets married to this man, and apparently there are all these secrets surrounding him. He was married once before, and there's something going on with his previous wife and something he's hiding that the main character wants to find out, and it just looks really interesting. I've heard a lot of good things about this book. A lot of people I know really like it, and we have a lot of similar taste when it comes to reading, so I wanted to check it out. I know Netflix also at some point made, I'm not sure if it's a movie or TV show adaptation. I think it was a movie that also looks really interesting and I want to watch soon. The next book on my list is An Unkindness of Magicians. I don't really know what this one is about either. Most of these I do not know what they are about. This one's by Kat Howard. From what I do know, it seems like it's about this secret, I wouldn't say secret society, maybe kind of secret society of magicians and witches in the modern day world. How there's this sort of competition to see who is the head of the house, I think, of all these witches, and it just looks really interesting. So, and I love the cover. I think it looks so cool, so I really wanted to check it out. I haven't heard much about this, but I think I've heard a few people who liked it, so yeah, it looks like it's worth a read. The next book on my list is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. Leigh Bardugo. Again, I don't know much about this book either. I've heard a lot of people recommend this for fall, so I wanted to read it. I think it's some sort of murder mystery sort of thing about this girl who was involved in this tragic sort of accident where many people died and she is the only survivor. And afterwards, at some point, she gets given like a full scholarship, or maybe not a scholarship, but she gets to go to Yale, and she doesn't know why. Maybe it was connected somehow with how all those people were murdered, or maybe why she's the sole survivor, and that's where the mystery element comes in. I have not read much by Leigh Bardugo. I read Shadow and Bone, but I tried to read it a couple years ago. I rented it from the library, and I was not able to finish it before it became due, so I put it back. And then a couple months ago, I tried finishing it, but I didn't want to start from the beginning. So I do want to eventually go back and reread it and continue the trilogy. I will hopefully eventually get to Six of Crows because I have heard so much. It's one of my friend's absolute favorite books. So I want to get to that. And I also want to read the Netflix adaptation of it on Netflix. The next few books I have on my list are actually I don't have the physical copies on me. So the first one I want to talk about is Sisters Red by Jackson Pierce. This is a Little Red Riding Hood retelling, and I absolutely love all fairy tale retellings. Little Red Riding Hood, in my opinion, just feels very fallish. I think it's maybe the whole wolves, the red capes, the sort of walking through the woods kind of feel that I really like. It just feels very fall to me. So if you have any other like Little Red Riding Hood retellings that you really enjoyed, please put them in the comments below, because I love fairy tale retellings and I want to read more of them. From what I know of Sisters Red, it's about this girl named Scarlet and her sister Rosie. It starts off when they're kids and somebody they love, I think it's their grandma, gets attacked by a werewolf, I think, or some sort of wolf, and she dies. And Scarlet, I think, gets really wounded. I think one of her eyes gets shredded or something. That sounded really morbid, but they don't show it from what I know. And how she kind of devotes the rest of her life to hunting down werewolves. And it's set in modern times, which I thought was kind of interesting. Not entirely sure how I feel about that. But yeah, it looked really fun, and I already started reading it a little bit. I read the prologue, at least, and it looks really interesting and promising. So yeah. The next book on my list is Atlas 6. This I do not know much about. I know it was self-published, but a lot of people are starting to like it on Booktube and have given really positive reviews. I know it has something to do with like the Lost Library of Alexandria, I think it's called, and how there's this group dedicated to protecting it and using I think it's like a magic library or something, where they use the knowledge of what they've read from the library to do magic. And that sounds really appealing because I love libraries. I don't really hang out that much at mine, but I love library aesthetics and like in books and reading about libraries. It's just really fun and feels very cozy in fall. This is a potential TBR. I don't know if I'll actually get to it, and I might push it back to winter because trilogy feels kind of wintry to me. But since I kind of finished Shadow and Bone, I don't want to reread it just yet. I do want to try reading Siege and Storm, the next book in the trilogy, because I have heard a lot of good things about this trilogy. I know it's not as good, I think people say, than Six of Crows, but I want to read it first because I hear it's the way to go, and so far I have liked the trilogy. So yeah, that is the end of my September/fall TBR. Anything I'm not able to finish this month, I will push into October. I will be coming out with a Halloween TBR that I'm really looking forward to because I love Halloween, the whole atmosphere of it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you all have a good day. I hope you all have a wonderful fall. Please let me know in the comments if there's any like fall books you really enjoyed and you want me to read. I will be coming out with a fall and Halloween recommendation list of like my top 10 favorite fall books and favorite Halloween books. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.